Hello there, my Maple Leaf fans. I hope you're ready for game one of round two between the Maple Leafs and the Florida Panthers. I know we'll take you through the pregame press conference before tonight's game. The game is at 8 o'clock. So I'll have the highlights for you at midnight after the game is over. Enjoy game one of round two.
We have some questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
What have the last couple days been like for you?
Yeah, really exciting. Obviously, the birth of our son, so really special moment. Yeah, it was just incredible moment. Something that it's hard to explain, and as a parent, I think everyone feels it, but it's been really cool.
What are your energy levels left? Like, how are you feeling? It must
fine. I just sat there and cheerleaded. My wife was an absolute beast through it all. She was so impressive to watch, what a woman's body can do and how much strength they have. So it was incredibly impressive to sit there and watch and, just kind of be her cheerleader for 2 days. And, it was something, just really special to watch and be a part of. And, I'm a lucky guy for sure.
What'd you name him?
Miles Daniel Marner is his name is. So.
I or
I, yeah.
How do you have your 28th birthday tonight?
That's a good question. I don't know. We're just going to try and go out there and play hockey and win a hockey game. And, we got a lot of faith in this group like we've been talking about throughout this whole year. And, it's been a pretty special birthday with everything going on in the last 48 hours. So, just going to try to go out there and play some hockey.
How much sleep have you gotten the last day?
Like I said, I was just cheerleading, so I was just trying to support my wife as much as possible. But yeah, last night I got a good night's rest. I was in the hospital just beside her and Miles, so I got a good night's rest. Just tried to help out as much as I could, but obviously, newborn wants a mom as much as possible. Not too much dad can do, but I'm just trying to be there and hold him and support her.
Recognizing that she was the star of the show, I'm wondering, in the Ottawa series, were you worried she could go into labor early or anything? Like, how stressful was that?
Yeah, it was. That was on our mind quite a bit. We didn't know what was going to happen with all that. Just with, you never know when labor is going to hit or anything like that. So we were prepared if something did happen in Ottawa that there was a way to me to get to Toronto quickly, and luckily enough, it was a close enough flight as we all know. So. Family always comes first. So if something happened during that series or during a hockey game with my wife going into labor, I was going to go and join her and be her cheerleader there. So lucky enough it didn't happen. My son was lucky enough, smart enough to know that, I don't come on a hockey game or a hockey day. So, I was very fortunate. And obviously, the plan worked out. We wanted to try to end that series and try to get the baby coming out before the next one started. So lucky enough it worked out.
Is he named after anyone?
No. Yeah, we just like the name. My wife and I have liked the name for a while. Kind of thought it was a cute name, and my initials are MDM, and kind of wanted to keep that running. So, we thought of the name Miles for a long time, and as soon as we found out it was a boy, that's pretty much what we had from the get-go.
What are you expecting from the Panthers?
Well, obviously they're a team that gives you not a lot of space out there on the ice. Makes it very hard to make plays. In your face a lot just with their pressure and. makes you make plays in a quick hurry and under a second. So we got to make sure we're supporting each other all over the ice, talking to one another when our backs are turned, just trying to figure out where to put pucks in plays, and stay patient with our game. It's going to be a really tight checking series. Obviously this team has done some incredible things the last 2 years, so that's why they bring such a challenge to every team. And for us, it's just making sure you stay in the moment, stay in the present, and no, it's not going to be easy. Like I said, there's going to be roller coaster rides throughout games, throughout days, and just make sure you stay in and ready to battle for them.
Growing up,
2 years ago, there was so much emotion when you guys advanced for the first time. What did you learn about having to reset and turning the page quickly this time of year?
Yeah, I think I know I'm going to probably keep bringing it up, but I mean, it does help just reset with having the sun and relaxing in that way. But yeah, it's it's a different game now. It's a different page. Another series, another team. So you got to just get completely ready for a new challenge. And obviously they're going to be ready as well. They're a team that's very hungry over there and wants to keep going. So like I said, you're going to have to fight for every inch of your space out there. We're going to have to really talk to one another, make sure we're staying calm throughout everything, and just working through our plans and trying to figure out ways we can capitalize on their mistakes.
As you were here 2 years ago, is there any bitterness left over from what happened in that series against this team?
Like I always speak about it, can't change anything that happened 2 years ago. We're in the present moment now, and they got new players, we got new players. Nothing matters that happened those years ago, but you just want to try to go out every game and try to win hockey games. So it doesn't matter who you're playing against. You know it's going to be a challenge, especially in playoffs, and this team is going to really challenge us in a lot of ways, and we got to make sure we're ready for that. Like I said, capitalize when we have our chances.
How would you compare being teammates with Sam Bennett versus seeing him on the opposing side?
Yeah, well, Sam brings a lot of different skills and attributes to our team. I've known him for a long time. I've grown up playing against him in different areas and different years of our life. So he brings a lot of speed, brings a heavy shot, makes plays. But obviously, his physicality, his willingness to get around nets and just do things for his teammates is pretty high end. And you've seen that the last couple of years when he's been in Florida. I got to see it first class and Four Nations. Like Coop talked about, he didn't play. Obviously the first game, comes in the second one, first shift, fights maybe one of the heaviest guys in the league and one of the craziest. So he does a lot of things for his teammates. That he's going to bring it every single game, and you got to make sure you're ready to match that intensity.
Any memories of playing on your birthday growing up that stick out?
Yeah. I don't know the last time it really was, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be one to remember for a long time. It's going to be one to remember for a long time, regardless of just what happened in the last 48. So very grateful and very very lucky, and just going to try and go out there and play a hockey game and do my thing.
Oliver, I think you had a baby right before the playoffs last year. Like Mitch going through a similar thing here. What's it like?
No, obviously it's awesome. It's probably one of the best things that can happen to you, right? And I'm happy for him, and obviously can't speak for myself, but it helped me just kind of get away from the hockey in between games, and it's not a bad thing.
Were you able to get still a decent amount of sleep?
Oh yeah, wifey was great. No complaints there. So I was in the guest room last year, and she was doing great. But I think you get a lot of energy from that, and like I said, I think that's the best thing that can happen to you and your family. So I'm really happy for them.
You know these guys very well. Like, what sort of series are you expecting?
Just hard, heavy series. I think that's what it's all about in the playoffs. If you want to go deep, that's what you have to do every single night, and that's what we're expecting from our group. So that's
Ship sunk. Enemy battleship detected. Enemy submarine spotted. Attention, reporting the target position. Enemy heavily damaged. Battleship foundered. I need intelligence data. Engine boost activated.
So that's what we're focusing on.
Oliver, have you talked to any of the guys about what you learned from being in the Florida locker room?
Yeah, I think, I mean, that's one thing that I've been trying to kind of help the guys out here. So yeah, I would say yes on that on that question. But yeah, it's obviously a different year, new team, but when you have that experience, you're trying to pass that along with your teammates, and yeah, I'm trying to help in any way I can. I think I've been saying that all year. So yeah, I've been trying to help everybody out here.
What kind of insight can you help these guys out with? Maybe not go into detail, but what kinds of things can you help generally?
No, I think just like trying to kind of touch on the details and trying to touch on the big picture, what's making you successful. But like I said, I don't want to stand here and give everything away, but it's going to come down to hard work and doing the little things. So yeah, that's what we're focusing on.
What did you take away from your time with Paul Maurice?
No, great coach. A lot of fun quotes. Very smart man. So no, I had a blast with him. But like I said, I'm trying to focus on what we have ahead of us here. So yeah, that's in the past.
Do you think you kind of have a good grasp of what you might see from Tkachuk in this series, just because you kind of saw all his tricks on his side last year?
Yeah, no, I think everybody knows what type of player he is and what he's trying to do there. Like, he's an unbelievable player, and so yeah, I think we're ready for that.
Do you know how to get that race again?
We'll see.
Craig, you check in. Did you talk to Mitch this morning? Is he in as good a mood as you thought he'd be in?
It's his birthday, so he's in a good mood. Yeah, he's good. He's ready to go.
Last time one of you guys played on his birthday, he got 3 points.
Yeah,
what
Willie.
do you expect from?
Well, I mean, you're asking me about Mitch. Like, what do I expect? I expect the same game he always plays. You know, he's in a good spot. I mean, you know, he's a lot of good things that are happening in his life, and positive things, and you know, he's ready to go for the second round now. Well, you know, coming off the first round and baby and birthday, a lot of good stuff. So.
What do you expect?
You guys got a couple days to reset. How's your sense of the group just coming into tonight against this opponent?
Yeah, I've said it, business. You know, we're I thought practice was really good yesterday. I love the pace and just love the attitude out there. So it's got to bring that, you know, tonight. You know, play with pace, business, go out and do your job. That's, you know, just every shift to shift. You know, every player, go out and do your job.
This team hasn't often been labeled the underdog in a playoff series in the last few years. What about the shift in this series that way? Everyone's looking at the Cup champions.
Yeah. Well, anytime you're playing the Stanley Cup champions, you're going to be the underdog, right? They've proven they're a great team over the last few years, and you know, they are a really good team. They're a very good team. We're a good team too, and like I said, we're approaching this business-like. We got to go out and do our job and play the way we can.
How much does home ice give you an advantage over Florida?
Well, I mean, home ice. I mean, you know, I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know. I really don't have an answer for you with home ice. I think that, you know, our team, when I look at our team, we were pretty consistent at home and on the road. And I think that's very important because you need to go on the road and you need to win games. But, you know, we played extremely well at home too. We've been a real good team at home too. So, you know, you don't need to change your game home or road. You want to play the same game. I think that's really important. You know, I know we're at home in front of our fans, but we want to play our game that's going to make us successful, whether it's at home or on the road.
Maurice, to the same question Maurice was saying, he's not a match guy. He just, on the road, he'll send his best out. Same with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, you know, it's hard. You can start chasing matches when you're the road team, and I think at times you can do it too much and get your team off kilter a little bit and get them, you know, like no flow, no rotation. Players like flow. They want rotation. They want to go, and I get it. But, you know, matchups are still important. So we'll just see how it goes here tonight.
What stands out to you about Matthew Tkachuk and the challenge you see with him in particular?
Very intelligent player, very good around the net. You know, he's made his living there. You know, he can pass, he can score, he can do a lot of things. He's a very good player.
This team for a good long few years has looked always changing a checking line. Seems like you really like what you've got with the Lawton line.
Yeah, I thought they've done a real good job, you know, before playoffs, forming some chemistry with each other and knowing what their job is when they go out there. And throughout the playoffs against the Senators, I thought they're very effective and a very important line for us in that playoff round.
Craig, after the first round, like a lot of teams have talked about, it's sometimes the hardest round to win. You just want to survive it. Does mentality change at all in your experience from a team after one?
Let's move your legacy on-premises file server to Microsoft 365 using your underutilized Microsoft 365 licenses for half the cost of a new on-premises file server refresh project. They will only last about 6 years before you have to do it all over again. You can migrate your file server files to Microsoft 365 forever. You would never deal with another file server refresh project ever again. or for that matter, any company file migration project ever again, because there's no such thing as a cloud services refresh project. Once you've moved an on-premises IT workload to the cloud, you're done forever. Case in point, have any Exchange Online refresh projects coming up since you moved your on-premises Exchange server to Exchange Online on Microsoft 365? Of course not. Nobody does that. And to that point, for any of us poor souls that have managed an on-premises Exchange server, can I get a hallelujah? At Cerulean, Microsoft Cloud Service sales, integration, support is all we do. We work directly with private for-profit companies with between 30 to 200 users based in the US and Canada. So if getting your file server shared files migrated to your Microsoft 365 Cloud Services system sounds good, the next step is to click through this video to our website or to the next video shown on your screen, depending on how you're seeing this. And from there, you'll see my long-form, demo-heavy, non-sales YouTube video showing you what shared files in Microsoft 365 look like to the end users, and critically showing you that map drive look and feel to ease the change management and all of the document management capabilities the users get, the analysis we do, our thought processes and technical philosophies, the change management, training, and Microsoft Defender XDR and Intune security and management foundation, and how we work with internal IT departments once we get all this set up. It's going over what we do with actual companies in the real world, connecting the dots so it all makes practical sense. So if you're still with me, you can click on through to our website or the next video, and I hope to see you there.
It shouldn't. I mean, it's one round, and you should be happy you won that round, but not satisfied and not get what's the word I'm looking for? Complacent. Thank you.
That's why you have Mark Masters.
Yeah, no, it's important to have him here because I don't always get my words out properly, but first rounds are tough, no doubt, I think, but, it's just, to me, it only gets tougher, like in my opinion and my experience, it's only getting tougher.
You matched wits with Paul Maurice in the playoffs in the past. What are the hallmarks of his team at this time?
Yeah, I thought, in Winnipeg too, we played him in a playoff series a couple times, or maybe once with me as a coach, but his teams are very aggressive and they're physical and they play that game, like they're coming at you all the time. There's no sitting back with them. They go one way and they're coming at you. There's not going to be a lot of room out there, and that's the way his teams have always played. Well, recently, even in Winnipeg, I thought they were similar.
You've been in a double overtime in a game 7 before. Did you stay up last night? And if so,
I did.
What goes through a coach's mind? You kind of feel a little helpless at some point? Yeah, I think it really boils down to that, and it's going to boil down to getting a bounce. That's a lot of times what it boils down to. I remember Dallas series, and Jamie Benn, I think it was in maybe double overtime by then, coming around the net, and I thought Binner got caught a little outside his post, and he was wrapping that puck. And I wasn't sure if Binner was getting back to the post, and he'd got his toe on it, saved the game, and we ended up scoring. But at that time, we were dominating the game and dominating the shot clock, and just couldn't buy one. And that's, we got to bounce there, and that's what it boils down to a lot of times.
I'm guessing a lot of your players watch both Game 7s on the weekend. Is it the way that the third period's played out? Does it help you reinforce the message that no lead is safe in the playoffs?
Yeah, and I don't think anybody thinks it's safe anyhow. I think you got to just keep playing. You got to stay on your toes, and you got to keep pressuring and doing things the right way, because, like I said, a bad bounce here and there changes everything. So you want to be aggressive, and you keep pushing. Yeah, for sure.